Hello there, my beautiful friends. Today we are going to be talking about my personal makeup wish list. Just makeup products that I wish I had in my collection that I hope to get someday. So if you are interested in hearing all about that, then go ahead and keep on watching and let's jump right on in. So a quick update on the collaboration that is happening between Clionadh Cosmetics and myself. So many of you guys have just been so overwhelmingly positive and sweet and have been excited about the collaboration, and so many people have been asking, when is it coming out? And I just have to say thank you so incredibly much for all of the excitement and just for everybody being so sweet and just positive about this entire experience. Like, I cannot even put into words how much I appreciate people being just so kind and sweet. And I'm really happy that people are excited and that people want this collection to come out. It kind of fills my heart with joy. Sounds cheesy, but it's true. Every time I see somebody being like, when's the palette coming out? Or when's this collection happening? Or just saying they're excited, it makes me so incredibly happy and just lights up my entire world and makes my day. So thank you so much to everyone who has just been asking about it and has been excited. So Clionadh Cosmetics posted on their Instagram with an update for the collection. It is still happening in 2022, so this year. There's just been a million setbacks. COVID obviously is a big one, and then there was a bunch of flooding, sadly, over in Canada, and there's just been a million things that have set this collection back, but it is still happening. We do not have a release date as of right now, but as soon as we do, I will let you guys know, and of course Clionadh will as well. And if you're interested in seeing a sneak preview of a shade that's going to be in the collaboration palette, go ahead and head over to their Instagram as well. It is on the post where they talk about the update. But thank you so much to everybody who has been so kind and patient and excited. I honestly think it'll be worth the wait. Obviously, I'm a little bit biased, a bit biased, but I think it'll be worth the wait. But thank you so much for being patient and just for being so kind. So apologies if my lighting isn't 100%. I'm the kind of person that basically stays up through the night and sleeps through the day, and in wintertime, it's very counterproductive for me. I wake up and it's basically dark, so I'm sorry if the lighting isn't on point today. So the very first makeup item that's on my makeup wish list is something that I think we've all owned in our makeup history at some point. I think this is probably at the very bottom of a lot of people's palette drawers or a lot of people's makeup drawers in general. This is probably buried beneath stacks of things. But this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. I know, Modern Renaissance palette. When was the last time you heard anyone say those words? It had been a very long time for me, and I was thinking back recently about, what were my favorite makeup looks? I don't know, I was just bored at 2 a.m. or something thinking about random things, and I was thinking, what were my favorite makeup looks that were easy to do? What was easy for me and just effortless? And the Modern Renaissance palette came to mind. Now, I actually depotted this entire palette. I hit pan on a lot of the shades. I hit pan on Love Letter, the berry shade. I think I used that entire shade up. Crazy. I also used up the entire burnt orange shade, and then I think yellow ochre was one of them, and I think I used that entire pan up, literally the whole pan. It was just gone. All I saw was the silver shiny bottom of the pan. It was very strange. But I really regret depotting that palette because I don't even know where my single shades are from that palette. They've made their way into Z palettes, and I have so many big Z palettes that have been just filled with depotted palettes and depotted shadows, and honest to God, it was so much fun depotting back in the day when I used to do it, but it created just chaos for me. I'm the kind of person where I'm not going to open a gigantic Z palette to use a shade, so it really didn't make sense. Hindsight is 2020, and I'm looking back and thinking, you're an idiot for depotting all your palettes because now you don't even know where they are, and you're sure as heck not going to open a gigantic 100 pan Z palette to use them. So I really regret that. And I would absolutely love to get the Modern Renaissance palette back into my life because I think I would use it a lot. Very basic kind of neutrally colors with a few pops of deep orange and berry in there. And I just created such effortless and easy looks back in the day. It was so easy to do my makeup. I didn't have to think about it. And that's what I want now. So I really wish I still had the Modern Renaissance palette, and I hope to get it back someday. So speaking of things that I regret doing, I went ahead and got rid of my Viseart or Viseart. I've heard it pronounced both ways. I'm actually not sure which way it's pronounced. But I got rid of my Viseart Warm Neutrals palette because I thought that I wasn't really going to use it anymore. I was experimenting with a bunch of color at the time. I was doing blue eyeshadow looks and green eyeshadow looks and just all sorts of, you know, kind of crazier looks for me for what I was typically used to. And I thought, there's no way I'm gonna go back to wanting warm neutrals. That's so boring. That is so the old me. But after a while of experimenting with all sorts of colors of the rainbow, I found myself going back to my original makeup looks and just wanting those OG, like easy to do types of looks. And that's not to say that I don't still love color, because I do. I just kind of stay on the more warmer end of things. I like oranges, reds, pinks, purple, but I'm not really looking for that bright blue eyeshadow anymore like I was a couple years ago. And I so very much regret getting rid of this palette. I don't know why I did. I thought I wouldn't use it. I thought, this is so boring to look at, blah, gross, get it out of my sight. And I want it back now. And it's an $80 palette. It is not cheap. It was not cheap for me to purchase back in the day. So why the heck did I get rid of it? I don't know. I hit pan on a few of the shades in the actual palette. And I think I just thought, you know, I hit pan, it got its use. I used it up as much as I could. So there it went. And now I would really love to have that palette. I feel like I created my favorite looks with that palette. It was so easy to use. The shadows themselves were beautiful. They were formulated so smoothly, and they were just so incredibly easy to blend on the eyes, and you could just create such an intense kind of like warm, neutral, smoky eye situation so easily without barely any effort. And that was my kind of go-to type of look. And I just want that back. I want the convenience of it back. I want the easiness of using that palette back. And I want the colors. The colors are beautiful, even though they look boring as all heck in the actual palette. They're beautiful on the eyes, and I regret it so much. And one day I will get it back into my collection. It is just so incredibly expensive. It's like a asking for Christmas type of product or a Sephora sale type of product. But yes, Viseart Warm Neutrals palette. Oh my goodness, I miss you so much. So now we're getting into some products that I didn't previously own before. These are products that I would love to have in my collection, but right now I just can't really afford to buy a whole lot of makeup, and my collection is too dang big. I'm the kind of person where if I have too many options, I end up using nothing. And honestly, I didn't even realize that I was that type of person until I discovered that I had too much makeup and that I wasn't really using a lot of it because I had too much of it. So yeah, I'm not trying to expand that mess, but I digress. This is the Scott Barnes blush single in the shade Minimalist. This is $30, and on their website they describe it as an undershaded shade that is the perfect neutral blush when you want a soft touch of color. That is perfect for me. Now, I look at this blush and I think, wow, that's a beautiful color, but like, is it boring? Yeah, it's boring. Of course it's boring. The name is Minimalist, so it's just supposed to be like a, you know, everyday, easy go-to blush where you don't have to think about it. And I find myself just wanting that in my makeup products recently. I just want easy and convenience. I'm a lazy girl. And when it comes to routine things like doing your makeup, I want something that I can just throw on and know it's gonna look good and not have to really worry about it. And sometimes it's fun to like try a new product, obviously, test out new things. But when it comes to every day, I just want something so easy. And honestly, this blush looks just perfect for that. I'm sure that if I, you know, went through my collection, I could find a shade very similar, if not the same, that I already own. I haven't really heard too many people talk about Scott Barnes' products, but from what I can tell in the reviews that I have seen, it looks like a nice product. He is J-Lo's makeup artist, so he kind of has that street cred going for him, but I think that his products look really nice, and this is one that I definitely want to get my hands on at some point in the future. I have another product from him as well. Honestly, there's a few different things that I wanted from his line, but I narrowed it down to just these two because these were like the standout products, and ironically, they're like very, very basic, very like everyday type of items. The next thing I want from Scott Barnes' line is the highlighter single in the shade Downright Dewey. This shade is absolutely beautiful, and it is so incredibly basic. I mean, I'm sure we all own this in our collections. It's just like kind of like a bright champagne neutral type of highlighter, but it just looks so bright and beaming. So on their website, they describe Downright Dewey as the ultimate highlighter. This exotic formula is made from Japanese pearls and provides spherical light refraction to achieve a look that's downright dewy. Now, to me, that all just kind of sounds like fluff, but I think that this highlighter looks gorgeous. It's very, very basic, like I said, but it has a little bit of like a peachy, kind of bright, almost yellowy undertone that I think would look really nice with my skin tone. I have kind of a more olivey skin tone, although right now I am extremely pale. Like, you wouldn't know that I actually get pretty darn tan. I'm very, very pale. I don't leave the house, but I think this looks beautiful. I think I would use this every day. I think this could be used obviously on the cheeks, but on the inner corner and on the eyes as well. I kind of like to hit this whole area with the same highlighter. Eyebrow, inner corner, you know, cheek of course. I like to kind of make it match, and I like highlighters that can look good in all three areas, if that makes sense. Clearly, I'm not the only one who thinks this highlighter is beautiful because it is out of stock and will be returning soon. I'm gonna add my email address to the notification list so I can hopefully pick it up when it comes back in stock, even though it's $32. I don't know why it's $2 more than the blush because I'm pretty sure they're the same size. But it's beautiful nonetheless, and I think I would use it quite a bit. So the last two products are from Light's Lacquer. Now, I don't talk about nail polish very often, but recently I've been collecting more nail polish. I don't really know how, it just somehow has been accumulating in my collection because I haven't been purposely going out and buying nail polish. Isn't it strange how that happens sometimes and you just start accumulating one type of thing without even really noticing until it's like too late? Yeah, that's my entire makeup collection for you. But I really, really love the Sugar Shop Holiday 2021 collection. I think that the entire collection was beautiful, but these are two nail polishes from the Sugar Shop Holiday 2021 collection. Now, I actually think this whole collection is beautiful. I would wear any of these colors, but I particularly like the shade Gingerbread, which is a warm gingerbread tone with a jelly finish, and we'll talk about that in a minute, but I absolutely love jelly finish nail polishes. And I also really like the shade Candy Girl from the collection, which is an icy bubblegum pink. Now, Candy Girl, I definitely have a dupe for probably in my collection. I'm sure I have a few that are very, very similar because I have a whole heck of a lot of baby pink nail polishes. But the shade Gingerbread is really unique for me. I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen like a gingerbread kind of orangey burnt like caramelly color with a jelly finish, and the nail swatches that they did on their Instagram and on their website look so stunning. I think that it's such a unique shade. I think I would get a lot of use out of it because it's like a warm kind of burnt color. It's very reminiscent of the two palettes that I talked about at the beginning, the Modern Renaissance and the Viseart Warm Mattes palette. It's very reminiscent of a shade that's in both of those palettes. Just like a burnt, warm, caramelly color. I think it's so stunning, and I love, love, love jelly finish nail polishes. They're so shiny and translucent, and they remind me of like the early 2000s. And if you know me, you know that I am a sucker for the early 2000s. I am one of those people that like lives in the past, and I'm a nostalgia like maniac. I absolutely love things that remind me of the better days for me. I mean, I grew up in the 2000s. It was a very, very great time to be a kid. But I think this shade is beautiful, and I would love to get my hands on it. It's $9.50, and so is the Bubblegum shade Candy Girl. And for me, that's kind of expensive. I mean, it's under 10 bucks, so it's, you know, not so crazy expensive, but it's a nail polish. I have a lot of nail polish, but I think that the Gingerbread shade is something truly unique that I would actually wear quite a bit. And I don't own anything like it. So I definitely plan on getting my hands on this in the future. If she has like a sale or free shipping or something like that, then I will definitely pick this up. And you'd never really know it because I never talk about nail polish on my channel, but I actually own quite a few shades from Light's Lacquer, and I love absolutely every one of them. My favorite is Cherry Jelly, which is this incredible jelly finish cherry red nail polish. It is the most gorgeous, like super shiny lollipop cherry color. It's amazing. I've used up almost the entire bottle. Like I have probably 1/4 of it left, and I definitely plan on repurchasing it when I run out. So maybe I'll pick up Gingerbread then. But that is going to be wrapping up today's video. I am absolutely starving. I am dying for dinner. I'm gonna go stuff my face. But please let me know down in the comments what products are on your makeup wish list. Do you have any old products that you got rid of at one point, or products that you used to have that maybe you used up that you want to get back into your collection? Are you kind of in the same boat as me and you just want products that you used to have to make things easier, reliable products, old reliables, you know? And if you are new to the channel and you enjoyed today's video, I would absolutely love it if you subscribe to stick around for more. And if you found today's video helpful or just entertaining or fun to listen to someone talk about regretting getting rid of their makeup, then go ahead and give me a big old thumbs up. But I hope that you are having an absolutely amazing and beautiful day wherever you are. And thank you so much for joining me here today and taking the time out of your day to watch me. I greatly appreciate it, and I appreciate you, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!